Hey guys, so today's is really rough. It's one of those you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't maps. The daily contract is Death Trap 3. I do suggest if you're a newer player you do that independent of your 8, but I think it's going to be rough no matter what you do. If you've got the ability to throw 6 stars at this, you're going to be laughing, but I will show you guys a lot of alternatives that you can do in this. Not a lot, a few alternative operators. So you notice I've got some 5s. Obviously we'll be borrowing a EF Yellow with skill 3, but I'll walk you through these. We've got Myrtle and Courier. Our 2 primary defenders are going to be Liskarm and Bubble. I've got Bubble with skill 2. You do not need to use Liskarm. I'm using Liskarm for the sake of speed. I'm actually going to be cutting this video because it's going to take me so long to work through this. But Liskarm is going to speed things up for us, but you can use any other defender, standard defender. So if you want to use Korra, grab Korra. 2 standard healers. One of them has to be silenced with her drone. Warp Room with skill 2 is, again, just a way to speed things up. You can use any single target healer, that's fine. Perfumer for her map-wide heal talent. It just helps. Fast redeploy. Preferably, you probably want Gravel, but haven't really considered using anybody else. And 3 throwaway healing defenders. They have to be healing defenders, or at least a couple of them need to be healing defenders, just because they need to be able to sit and hold their own. You also have an extra spot if you are using a support unit. I would probably stress using Thermite, to be honest. But that's, again, just one of those things. And as I said, the Effie, and that rounds out the team. So if this helps out, guys, please like, subscribe, hit the bell. Helps me hopefully get in the algorithm, and I appreciate the support. So to start off with, we're really going to need to get our deployment point operators in as soon as possible, because we want to get Effie on the field very quickly for this, literally these first units that are on the field at the moment. And they're going to do 1 loop and then come back around. And we want to start using Effie's skill when the second one enters this tile. So, second one to enter the tile, Effie's skill. Liskarm here, facing down. And that will actually help get rid of everything. Spot over here. And Perfumer here. Silence to start charging her drone. Fast redeploy here to start working on this enemy right here. Even after that enemy goes down, if it goes down, leave your fast deploy in for this enemy here. Let it use its skill and pull your fast redeploy out. Bubble. And we're going to let this whole group move forward a little bit more before we do anything else. So once they've all moved forward, Gummy. Let this guy throw one speller, Gummy, and then start supporting with the drone. Keep cycling the drone as frequently as you can. Now don't immediately use Effie's skill because we want to let this artillery strike go off. Super important. If you don't let that artillery strike go off, you're not going to have a good time. So there it pretty much goes. They've stopped attacking, so we're just going to do that. And now, replace. At this point in time, depending on how you're doing on either side, debate on where you want to put this drone. If you feel like your FE is going to go down, absolutely support your FE. On this side, you can let enemies leak. You can let this first one leak. It's not going to be a huge issue. So, Perfumer's skill. This one, boom. Replaced with Spot. Again, just keep watching what's going on. Keep an eye on Silence. Make sure that her drone is doing what it needs to. Actually, Spot is ready, so... Oh, we have a runner. He's running away. Oh well. These things happen. FE skill again as soon as it's good to go. And... boom. And from here we're just going to harass this enemy. I'm going to take out Courier, because I want Courier for this enemy here. At this point in time, I am probably also going to yank out Myrtle because I don't need her over there. Our fast redeploy here is also questionably in a spot we don't need it. That bomb's not going to go off in time, so I'll just do a quick replace. Keep an eye on your FP. This one's level 90, but if your EFP is lower, this AoE damage from the enemies is probably going to start stacking up. So again, fast redeploy. Now ideally you can get rid of the first one of these. Like I said, you can let it leak, it's not a huge issue. It's preferable that you get rid of all of them, but it is what it is. Sometimes you luck. This is actually the first time I haven't killed it, so I don't know what the hell's gone wrong here. I will now replace and pull Gravel out, because Gravel's going to go down. And boom, there we go. I'm going to stick Spot back in over here. FE skill. Fast redeploy here, in and out. Probably pulled that out just a bit too quick because the boss didn't actually move at all, I don't think. I'll find out in a minute. Let's say if he kills all these enemies, I'll find out. So this is basically what's going to happen until phase 2. At this point in time, I am going to put Myrtle down here and Courier here. So basically, it leaves Myrtle on the field. I can keep getting deployment points simply. I will need to rearrange them later on because I will end up losing Effie. It's just the way the deployment cycle is going to go once the boss enters its second phase. So I will fast forward this. But what we're going to do is we're just going to keep deploying on the left-hand side. Every time the artillery strike goes off. I'm just waiting to see here. Yep, so the boss is now in Effie's line of sight. If the boss is not still in Effie's line of sight after you deploy your fast redeploy here, so the idea was deploy the fast redeploy and just push the boss across in Effie's line of sight. That doesn't always happen. If that does not happen, you redeploy again, you wait for the boss to actually swap to your fast redeploy, and then you pull it back out. And what will happen is the boss will actually walk across. This is actually an ideal spot because both Blitzscarm, if you're using Blitzscarm, and Effie can attack. So as far as ideal spots go, this is as ideal as it is. But I mean, as far as typically it will go, the boss will be somewhere over here, probably somewhere in line with Bubble. So I'm actually going to skip this ahead at this point in time. And yeah, I will return. So the boss is about to enter its second phase. I have Effie's skill ready and good to go, so try and be mindful of that. As you can see, I still have Myrtle good to go. She's just sitting over here minding her own business. The boss has now entered its second phase. So this is where we will probably end up, well, not probably, we will end up losing Effie, but we really need to keep an eye on Effie. That's really important. So we're going to use drones. We're going to use just about everything we can to keep Effie alive as long as possible, because a whole bunch of enemies are going to come through, and we really just want to make sure that all those enemies are as dead as humanly possible. So 1, 2. That was actually on Blitzscarm, so that's going to be useless. So the boss is going to do, there we go, big hit. Effie's skill. Keep throwing at him. Keep watching this left-hand side. I can't really stress that enough. Bubble skill. So there goes Effie. No shock. No one's shocked. Let the boss do whatever the hell the boss wants to do at this point in time. We'll have half a dozen of these slug things come from the top end. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to lose Effie a total of 2 times. I know. We do want to slow this boss down, though. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to deploy a handful of operators around to try and make sure. Remember that these little bugs actually do increase block rate, but I want to be sure that nothing hits the middle of my whole group of operators, because that's going to be bad. That is everything on this side. This side is now free. Keep Silence alive. Do whatever the hell you can to keep Silence alive. So Silence has gone down, not great. At this point in time, I'm going to do my best to just keep Bubble alive. So what I'm going to do here, 1, 2, and that is hopefully going to bait away from Effie until I can get Effie's skill going. As soon as Effie's skill has run its course, I'm going to pull... There we go. So all the enemies were dead, so I've pulled out my fast redeploy. Get rid of this freaking artillery from this side. Let the boss do whatever the boss is going to do. The boss is going to absolutely murder everything. Just keep the boss moving until it gets to Blitzscarm. That is it. The boss is the last thing left. The boss has officially engaged Blitzscarm. That is it. Silence is ready. Swap them in. Swap Perfumer out, silence in. Once the boss engages Liskarm, you are set. That is it. You're all on the downhill. If you absolutely need to, you can deploy Gummy here, but just bear in mind that that is going to hurt you a lot. You always have Silence's drone at this point in time to continue. But everything the boss is going to be doing at this point in time is going to be pelting Liskarm. So Liskarm's shield is just going to be cycling like crazy. So really, you're not going to have a whole lot of trouble. As you can see, Liskarm doesn't really give a damn. Liskarm's just here living a best life. Yaffy back in. We're saving Bubble. Do not deploy Bubble. Bubble we are keeping in case Liskarm goes down. That's it. That's all there is to that story. Perfumer you can plop down wherever you want. I'm going to plop it down here. Why am I popping Perfumer back on the field? I want her heal over time. That's it. It's just another source of healing on Liskarm. There's no other reason. Is she directly healing Liskarm? No. Can anybody I deploy here heal Liskarm? No. But I would rather put Perfumer here, know that no matter what happens, as you can see, the artillery strike is perfectly on her. Nothing else is going to get hit. So even if I forget that there's an artillery strike, I'll lose Perfumer. Wow. Liskarm is being kept alive by these two. Perfumer is just an added extra. Myrtle we retain on the field to keep our deployment points cycling because, as you can see, all of our defenders are getting quite expensive to pop on the field. And what we are actually going to do at this point in time, just to reassure that everything is going okay, is once this cycles, I'm actually going to take her out. Use our fast redeploy because it's cheaper. Courier. And once Myrtle cycles, I'm going to put Myrtle back in. Just because, again, that is another added extra line of defense. So just remember that this is Perfumer's attack. That skill does increase that. Food for thought, guys. Boom. 1, 2. And now this is where we want it to be. So basically it's going to be bomb on Spot, bomb on Myrtle, bomb on Perfumer. So now you've just got heaps of lines of defense. And that's it, guys. So this is where I'm going to cut the video off. I hope that helps out. And yeah, that's all I got for you. I'm sorry it took so long. Take care, guys.